All right, what's up, everyone? How's it going? Um, Decided to come on here and make this video just to basically kind of talk about how, like, my life has really been changing every day drastically for the better, right? I mean, some days are bad, some days are good, but overall, like, I'm starting to feel more confident every day about the direction I'm going in, and that's not been the case for like a long time. I think the biggest reason why being able to be more, you know, confident is because I've handled all my worries and anxieties and stressors to God. Us as humans, we're very, worrisome creatures. We want to control everything. And sometimes we are able to control what we can control. But a lot of the times it's outside of something that we're able to control. And so I've just been handing it to God, which, I'll get to here in a second. But also because I've destroyed almost every single limited belief that I've had about money, about relationships, about health, and just like life in general. And it's been just this crazy transformation that's been just coming from like the bottom of my heart. And I'm kind of here to like to talk about that. So like the last couple of years of my life, I felt really lost, as in like I don't know where I was going. Um, I played soccer. This all kind of happened when I stopped playing soccer at the Division 1 level. Right, soccer was my whole life. When I stopped playing, it was a really hard decision, but ultimately it needed to be done, and I felt like I lost my identity. So that was like super hard on me, and it really just was something that just kind of made me feel like I was like useless because that's like what I was really good at. I felt like I didn't bring any value to the table. I wasn't like always the best at school, or like the most networked guy, or the funniest guy, or anything like that. But you know, for those 2 years, I felt like super lost and unsure of where to go. But I always knew deep down that there's something really big out there for me, and no matter what, it's gonna happen. And you know, it kind of goes into like conscious congruent living turns confusion into clarity. And I'll like touch on that later too. But if you know that phrase, that's kind of like what I've been going through recently. And so recently, after a lot of prayer and a lot of focus, and looking at these different laws of the universe, looking at mentors, people who are successful, seeing what they do, and how I can apply it to my life. I've started to see some real change. And you know, the number one thing I did to go from like feeling like lost and depressed, not knowing where to go, was be very clear on my goals, right? I always knew like I wanted to make a lot of money, for example, but I didn't really know the details as to how I was going to do it until I just broke down the goal. I just kept going layer by layer by layer. And that's kind of when everything started to click. That's when the action steps started to kick in. This summer, I really took a bet on myself and I paid for a mentorship in the area I wanted to get into, which was sales and marketing. And in this like mentorship course program, whatever, which I'm still in, and it's lifetime access. It's amazing. It's really changed the trajectory of my life. They gave me access to all the resources I would need and the tools I need to succeed. But ultimately, if you look at programs and resources and like communities out there, not everyone's a winner. So like that, it was ultimately up to me, right? The work I was gonna put in, and really see if like I wanted to actually make change. Because it's easy for people to be like, oh, I want to change, right? I don't want to go to work tomorrow. I want to work for myself, right? But it's not easy. It's gonna take time. And honestly, like this is like the trench work when you're not seeing as much success as you want, but you're still like doing the everyday items needed to be done. It's like the trench work that you're doing. And in the future, this might be like the fulfilling moment in my life where everything I've gone to built up to that moment of hitting an income level, of buying my dream car, buying my dream house, going on vacations I always wanted to go on. Um, but kind of going back to like this mentorship program that I bought, I got into it in June. right? And in the month of June, I made $0. Granted, that's when I was like learning all the skills and not actually like going through with making money, but still, like I still made $0, and I was trying my best every day to get access to new skills and learn it all and implement it. So I made $0 in June. And then July, right? That was the second month I was in the program. And when I got on my first offer, so in July, after I went through all the training and stuff, they put me on an offer. I made like $125, and it was a struggle. I'm talking like the first 20 plus days, I made $0, but you know, I just kind of constantly was asking God, is this really for me? Give me the strength to keep going. Please show me the path, like illuminate the path. And fast forward to now, August, we're halfway through the month, and I'm at $2,000. It's August 16th. And, I'm just going to show you guys here. Okay. So if you see here, I don't know if you can see the date. If you can see here, look at the date, August 1st, 2025 to August 31st, 2025. So this is like the month we're in, right? It's only August 16th. And you can see that, right, I've done $11,300 in cash collected for one of my clients and as a setter, and I've done $12,100 in cash collected for for the client that I work with. And obviously, it's 7% for the setters. Industry is like 5%, but because, right, I make 7% just for like some different reasons. And then closer, that's 10%. So sometimes when I'm self-setting, I'm making 17% per close. And I'm gonna go into that all here, like how, not more so how it works, but kind of like the vision I have and like the opportunity, as far as like why I'm like all in on this. And so, right, I was asking God, show me the light, show me the light, show me the way, and really just realize like God was never gonna hand it to me, but what He was gonna do is give me the opportunity. And so things were rough at first, right? But that was needed to be able to get to where I am today. Creating that work ethic, persevering when things get tough, creating that discipline to do what needs to be done, no matter like what you're going through. Because honestly, a lot of things have changed in my life. Like some big changes in my life have been going on recently, and a lot of it was like really uncomfortable change, but change that needed to happen. And once again, rely on God, putting my anxiety, putting my stress on God, knowing that it's going to be okay. And so having 100% faith and belief in the vision I have for myself, 100% faith in the vision that I have for myself and that I had at the time, everything started clicking. In August, I was getting more show rate, better close rate, making it easier for my closer, making it easier for myself, making it easier for the operator. I was getting thrown into closing calls and I didn't even know how to close. And, I literally didn't know what I was doing. And here I am. I'm at $2,000 in commission halfway through the month. And it's like the third month I've been doing this. Technically the second month, because June, I didn't even get on an offer. It was just purely just learning the skills, practicing mock calls, all that sort of stuff. And, now I'm on like a better offer. And I've got 4 other setters for me and the other closer. 2 of them are my friends. I was like, hey, like, I have an opportunity for y'all to make some money. If you're serious about, this, join up. I can teach you, blah, 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 blah. Right? Like, I didn't even refer them to the program that I was referred to where they have to spend money on the course. No, I literally was like, I'll teach you for free. Like, let's all make money. Let's get on the like, come help me and all this stuff. And there's 2 other guys, right? And one, he's from India. He's a beast, actually. He's super cool. Like, his English is so good. He's a hungry individual, motivated. And then the other one, his name's Chase. He's one of my good friends now. He lives in California. And like we're all like that same age, like 20, 21, 22. Everything's just been starting to click. And I I have a huge opportunity on this offer that I am to go into like a manager role or do more like back end marketing stuff and like start to take some rev share. Because at the end of the day, I don't want to call and dial my whole life, right? I think sales and marketing is the easiest way to get into online business, right? As you can see, I'm having all these opportunities. And beyond this offer, I took another bet on myself because when I first got into this space, I got on an offer through the LLC that I paid the community for or the program for. And like they put me on an offer for one of their clients who does like $1 million a month. He's in like the make money online space of Instagram and YouTube and whatever. And I was having an internship at the time, and it was just super tough to manage that with all the other setters, right? Because for that offer, I was just setting, right? I would have to go through months of setting to get promoted to closer. But then Jason Malucci, he reached out to me, or he reached out and like was looking for setters, and I was like, hey, like I'm in. So like I got in. I was like the only setter, me and the closer, the other closer now. We were both the setters for another closer. That closer left. The other closer, his name's Tyler, or the other setter, his name's Tyler. He got moved to closer, and then it was me, him, our growth operator, and obviously the guy who does the content, who has the following. So it's like a group of 4 of us. That's how it started. So again, I bet on myself going on an offer that did literally nothing per month, right? To actually get in a position where I truly believe in this offer, and I'm like trying to help grow it as big as possible, so that I can get into like a manager role, operating role, and take rev share, right? And be able to quickly get to like consistently 10, 20, 30K a month, right? And basically, like, here's my point is don't stress. um, you know there's no reason to freak out when you see the vision. You work hard every day, you depend on the Lord, and you're gonna see the results come. And all you have to do is just stick with it, even on the bad days, and know you're gonna get there no matter what. Know it's already yours out there just for you to take. And so, like, my goal is $100,000 a month. And when I was making $0 for the first 20 days, I had no idea how I'd even make my first dollar. I was like, this is ridiculous. 3 weeks in a row, no money. I'm putting in effort, good sets, all that sort of stuff, and no money. But then it clicked. I made $100, and then another 100, and then I was like, holy shit! Like, how am I gonna make like 500? I had no idea how I was gonna make $500, but then boom, made 500, and I'm here at 2,000. So obviously, you know, I don't know how exactly I was gonna get to even $100 or 1,000 or 2,000 or where I'm at right now, but that's the whole point. You don't need to know. That's gonna illuminate as you go, as you get the skills. Money is just a byproduct of your skills. So like I've seen this before. I've been through this journey before, and I kind of know how it goes. So there's no reason to stress. If I continue to do what needs to be done, then I'm going to get there regardless, right? Having 100% faith in God, working hard, putting myself in a situation that's going to help me get there. Being a good teammate to everyone else on the team, right? And just overall going like the extra mile, doing more than what's necessary. Because if you do that, even if you're working a 9 to 5 or anything in life, your hard work will not go unnoticed, right? Someone's going to notice, and you're going to find the success you're looking for. So the journey matters. The journey really matters. You can't jump from step 0 to step 6. You need to take steps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you'll get to 6. The hardest part is taking the first step, realizing you can literally do whatever you want and destroying these limited beliefs you have for yourself. And once you take the first step, right, the snowball effect starts to happen, and everything changes. Everything starts to pile up. It's like full force, right? Everything changes so quick. If you really believe in it and you really try, it's gonna happen so quick. And another thing is, don't care what other people think about you or think about what you want to do. Obviously, some people watch this video, like people who know me or just friends of mine in general, right? They're gonna think it's cringe or weird that I'm posting. And that's fine. I mean, not even Jesus could please everyone. So why should I care about making sure everyone's pleased, you know? Like, life's too short for me to worry about what other people think about me, right? And that's another thing, like getting yourself out of situations like that, because when people laugh at you, right, it is motivating, right? You're like, yeah, I'm gonna prove you wrong and all this. But if you're still like unsure, it's just gonna plant more seeds in your brain, in your like subconscious, being like, you know, this isn't for you. Like you're never gonna make it. So first thing is change your environment, um, and be like surround yourself with positive people who like are encouraging, and like, you know, they want to see you win, because if not, they're just gonna hold you back, and you know, why would you want that? And so yeah, I'm not trying to make this video too long, but I mean, if you can take one thing from me, it would just be to destroy your limited beliefs, go after what you really want, stay consistent, talk to God every day, ask Him for what you want, ask Him for guidance, and really just see where life takes you. But yeah, it's like 11 p.m. I still have work to do. Today was not that good of a day as far as like getting money wise. I made like 50 or like 100, or I don't even remember actually. I think I made like 50 or 100 bucks. See, I've been working for so long, I'm starting to lose it. But like I said, you know, I have some stuff I need to do here that I'm gonna wrap up before bed. But yeah, I really hope y'all enjoyed the video, even though this is more for me to document my journey. I hope that the right people see this video, and like if you want to learn more, follow me on Instagram, leave a comment, DM me, whatever. And yeah, I'll catch you on the next one.